Hello everyone and welcome to a new video from Your Overwatch. I'm Eddie the Chump and today we'll be doing an advanced guide for Zenyatta, one of my personal favourite heroes and one that is currently very meta despite the nerf his Discord orb received. We'll be covering lots of topics here, so get comfortable and hopefully I can help you understand how to get the best out of him. Kit misconceptions. Okay, so one of the most important conversations to have about Zen is the role that you as a Zen should ideally play. Because this is an advanced guide, I'm not going to cover what his kit actually does apart from when necessary, and that'll be here in our first conversation. Zen is a support, right? Zen is a healer, right? Well, yes, he does have some support elements to his kit, but it's arguably not where his value lies. Zen's principal value is damage, team damage, and focus fire. Now, I see a lot of people mention in the comments on my gameplay that I should be sending out harmony orbs more often. That's probably true, nobody's perfect. But that occurs because I'm weighting my playstyle towards where his actual value is. Let's be clear, Zen is an off healer. He should rarely, under any circumstances, be your main or solo source of heals, and this is because of something really important. Zen's heal is actually quite poor. His Harmony Orb does not burst heal effectively, it simply cannot provide the emergency heals that low health teammates require. As such, it is a misconception that his primary job is as a healer, with a bit of DPS thrown in. It's actually the other way around, and I'll explain why. Who to Harmony Orb? With Harmony Orb having bad emergency performance, what's its actual proper use? I'll give you an example. The Harmony Orb is best given to a character that's kit is designed on either harassing or frontline peak battles, so think Genji, Tracer, Winston, Pharah or McCree. What the Harmony Orb can and should be used for is giving people edges in decisive pick battles. It gives them more time to get the job done, it also acts as a deterrent. It affects people mentally when they're being peaked by an enemy with a Harmony Orb on them. It's as much a mental edge as anything else. A Harmony Orb Winston in conjunction with a very well timed Zarya shield is very meta right now at the pro level, and that's how you should think about using it. Ask yourself this question: who on my team has to peak? Who by the definition of their kit has to be at risk away from the rest of the team? That's who you should Harmony Orb, and that's how you get the most out of it. Now, I'm not saying you ignore that low health Rhine in front of you. By all means, heal whoever you can whenever you get an opportune moment, but the goal should be to give an edge to your teammates who need it in a crucial fight. Discord and its meta status. Okay, so with Harmony Orb out of the way, we can concentrate on where Zen's value really lies. Yes, Discord did receive a nerf. It now amps damage on a target by 30% instead of 50%. What's interesting is that Zen's personal damage was also buffed, so that it alone remained the same on a discorded target post-nerf. So what does this mean? Well, your team's damage changed, but Zen's didn't. So effectively, there is now a greater emphasis on Zen doing damage himself. This is actually quite synergistic with his overall design for the following reason. Focus fire is king in Overwatch. To be a good team, you need to do it. Quite often, matches are decided by which team maximise their comp's potential the most efficiently, and Zen is a hero designed to do just that. When you're discording a target, you're effectively saying to your team, this needs to die, everyone shoot this. That's in an ideal world, of course. So it's actually incredibly important that you make a good decision on who to discord and when. Now, obviously, there are moments in the game where there's a giant team fight in front of you. It's unclear who to orb as everything's happening so quickly. There's so many targets to shoot in very little time. But that's Zen's job, to end fights quicker and more efficiently than they would have been without him. There are some specific examples of targets that are always a good candidate for a discord orb. Any dive character, for instance, that is trying to harass your backline, namely you, so Genji, Winston or Tracer should be focused down as quickly as possible. One of the reasons Genji is not as rampant anymore is because Zen is so prominent in backlines. Any Genji coming at your supports should be instantly discorded, as it presents the enemy Genji with bad and worse options. Stay and fight knowing that one hit will likely mean death, or evade and be unproductive as a pick for his team. The same goes for Winston and Tracer. Although Tracer can shake a discord orb using her kit, it still presents her with higher risk. As for Winston, he can be absolutely melted by a discord and focus fire. The truth is, because of discord's nerf, you as the Zen have to be outputting damage of your own. When the damage amp was 50%, you could get away with playing him more passively in terms of damage output. That's no longer the case. You have to be hitting your shots too. Positioning. Okay, so now let's cover positioning quickly. Zen is best played at the back, behind the tanks. This seems obvious, so what's advanced about this? Well, it's all to do with decision making, who to buff and who to discord. You need the most info you can get, so the further back you play, the more you can see, the more data you have to make the right decision. Now let's be sensible about this. That doesn't mean way in the back, as that will leave you isolated and vulnerable. But you shouldn't be holding Rhine's hand either. Zen's movement is slow and his evade options are limited, so you need to be ultra aware of what's happening around you. As Zen, the positioning footsie battle is much more important than you might think at first. Ultimate. Moving on, I'd like to talk about Zen's ultimate. You might have noticed that I rated it at the top of yesterday's top 5 list. I would think that, wouldn't I? But the truth is, it's bordering on overpowered if used correctly. Now, how I like to use it is defensively. I pocket mine until I really need it. It's one of the best answers in the game to Genji's Dragon Blade or Xayah's Graviton Surge. Now, many people pointed out in the top 5 that it doesn't protect you from High Noon, Junkrat's Tire, and other burst damage ultimates. I knew this, but it's still one of the most all-purpose get-out-of-jail-free cards in the game. And at higher levels of play, it's Genji and Zarya ultimates that you really have to be wary of, as they're much more commonly used in combo for an attempted team wipe. For High Noon, I wouldn't even use it, as you can just hide 90% of the time. The same goes for D.Va, and you can actually destroy Junk's Tire with relative ease. For example, High Noon would only be effective if they used it just after I'd popped mine, and the only time I would use mine would be in reaction to a much bigger unavoidable threat like a Graviton. If that's the case, then they'd be committing to an ult stack and my team's chances of survival were limited anyway. The other way you can use it is to sustain your teammates in a protracted teamfight on a point or stagnant payload. It gives them a massive edge, but it is much riskier, as you won't have it pocketed for a later emergency. The decision on whether to do that is difficult to make, and will completely rely on your ability to read the game. And on a wider note, that's true of Zen as a whole. Anyone can spam Discord, but to get the biggest value out of Zenyatta requires good awareness and game sense as a baseline. Add to that the mechanical projectile skill required to output enough damage, and you have a hero that is deceptively hard to play efficiently. In summary, Zen is all about decision making, who to harmony, who to discord, who to focus down, and when to get your team out of trouble. I love playing him, as he is a true hybrid of the two things I like to do the most, to output damage and support teammates. I really hope you got something out of this guide, and if you did, please don't forget to rate the video. If you want us to cover anything specific in a future video, please don't hesitate to leave the idea in the comment section below. I've been Eddie the Chump, and until next time!